Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Ooh. Back in the chair. Back in the big boy chair, I guess. Am I doing that right? Yeah, I guess so. La 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 la. I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good.
I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what happens when a crackhead comes to a garage sale? And do you know what a hubby is? And I met all the people in my neighborhood. Yes, my neighborhood. I met all the people in my neighborhood. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? How are things going? I forgot to print this out, so you're going to hear my my printer go off and make a whole bunch of noise here in just one sec. So I apologize for the noise in the background. And I do apologize for not being on last week. I apologize. I have been running around crazy doing this garage sale. Now, for those of you who don't know, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. There goes my printer. You can hear it in the background. And I'm getting the show notes. I forgot to print the show notes. You can hear it in my voice. I'm so over it. I'm over it. Now, you guys have been following us, and I appreciate you guys, everyone that's been following us. My mom passed away the last week of February. I went down to Florida all through March to get my dad. Oh, look at I got black shit on my face now. What the hell is this? What is this from? Oh. Anyways, is that better? How do I look? Charlie, how do I look? Oh, I got on this side. I don't know. I'm falling apart, people. I'm falling apart. So went down to help my dad get the estate sale and everything set up and stuff. And when I say estate sale, moving stuff, getting all the big stuff out of the house, trying to get everything sold so we don't have to bring it up here to North Carolina. Now, as you know, we're back here in the beautiful town of Marshville, and we are having a garage sale or a moving sale or whatever it is. I had moving sales down on the street so everyone could see it, and they're like going, which it's a double-edged sword. Oh, you're moving? Where are you moving to? I'm not moving. My dad, blah, blah, blah. I must have said this spiel a million times. And then, well, then why do you have moving sale? I'm like, it's a reverse moving sale. It's moving in, moving out. I mean, moving's moving, right? Whether you're coming in or whether you're going out. And they're, kind of, oh, I get it now. I see. So your dad's moving in with you. Yes, my dad's moving in with me. Well, actually, he's moving into the spare bedroom. And so fast forward to today. Last week, I was so bombarded with trying to get all the furniture sold, trying to get all the big stuff sold. We sold dinette sets. We sold bedroom suits. We sold, which I've never heard. It sounds fancy when you say bedroom suits. It's a bedroom set, right? Suit sounds something little fancier. But the bedroom set's all done. We sold 2 of those, a king size and a queen size, with the dresser drawers or chest of drawers, from my understanding. I've been saying it wrong for many years. And let's see, a dining room table, a bunch of computer desks my dad had. It was a mess. So I took last week off because I needed to spend every day for the last 12 days here in North Carolina trying to do my sales pitch, trying to get everyone, hey, this is what's going on. Hey, how you doing? Trying to schmooze everyone over, trying to sell this stuff, trying to unload all this stuff so I don't have to drag it back into the house. So 9 o'clock in the morning to about 6 o'clock at night. And then people actually showed up like after 6 o'clock. And we have a little sign that says, see you tomorrow out there on the front of the driveway. And they came the next day and they're like going, you said you'd be up till sundown. I'm like, 6 o'clock, dude. We've been here since 9. We've been here for 12 days. And it's the last day on the last hour of this garage sale, and you're complaining now? Oh, I don't drive this way normally. Charlie, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. It's get out there. It's a great wide world. It's a beautiful country that we live in, beautiful county and beautiful town that we live in. You should drive around a little bit more. One lady actually was driving around on these 2-lane country back roads that we live on, looking for people that are selling their houses, like for sale by owner type deal. And she came across our moving sale. She's like, you moving? How much you want for the house? I'm like, house is not for sale. I have a moving sale. Huh? Here we go again. Sorry. I tried at one time in Florida. I actually had a pamphlet made. I say pamphlet. I went down to Kinkos. Is there Kinkos around anymore? Office Depot is where I went down. And I typed up this real nice letter, not letter, just a brief couple paragraphs. This is the result of, many years of my mom and dad, 53 years, gave the background story. And, we appreciate you guys, spending time and enjoying my mom's collection of stuff. I had 500 printed, like a whole ream printed of these in multiple colors, from greens to yellows to pastels and all that, and had them placed throughout the house down in Florida. And when I collected it all up, I think I had 497 of them left. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody reads. Nobody knows. So I was going to do that here and just every time, but I was going to do smaller, like little flashcards. Here, flashcard. As you pull up, take a flashcard, read this. That way I don't have to answer all your questions. And everyone's got a story, and I'll dive into all their stories that I was told for the last 12 days of doing this garage sale, trying to get all my dad's stuff sold. We sold basically everything, all the big stuff. The only thing we have left is we have a small little entertainment center, Ethan Allen Entertainment Center, 2 curio cabinets, and then that's about it. A small little desk and a small little table. But, that we can work into the motif of our house. We can figure that out. But the rest of it, box it up, or down to the dump. We backed up the little red Nissan. I said, Dad, if it has no sentimental value, if it doesn't have any sentimental value to you, throw it in the back of the truck. He's throwing stuff away, trying to hold it together, throwing stuff away. And it's sad that you actually, your life, once you're gone, no matter who you are, everyone's going to go at some time or another. But once you're gone, your life is reduced to what? A couple things, collectibles, VCR tapes, candle holders, a couple vases, from Mother's Day to Happy Anniversary to, you get those glass vases. And my mom had a shit ton of these random glass vases, gone, thrown away. She would look at it, I'm sure, and say, oh, that's the vase that, my husband got me on our, 30th anniversary or so on and so forth. But your life is, as I'm throwing all these things into the big open container dumpster at the landfill, I'm just thinking, this is what your life has. Like this thing in my hand that you had so much value behind is now in my hand, and I don't value it at all, and I throw it into the dumpster. Just like that. And I hate to say, and you're gone, because you'll never be gone. Once you pass, you always have memories, and you have pictures and all that stuff, and hopefully, you don't lose your pictures. One guy told us that he had a house fire and saved all the pictures and stuff, but everything else, like all the stuff they had as a kid, they lost, but they got the pictures and stuff. But then your life is just reduced to what someone else who wants to keep it values it as. So it's kind of depressing. And I know I started off on a high note, and I just kind of talked my way right into a cold room underneath the covers with the lights turned up. All right, guys, I got a lot more stuff to get into. And now that the garage sale's over, so what's next, right? What is next for DeaconLive and his dad and him on the property? Well, I'll get into that here. It started this morning, actually, and it's going to be a challenge. So stick around. You'll listen to DeaconLive right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. I don't have my blue pen. This is why I take my time to do stuff. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on social contacts, and you can find all the links that links us to you and you to us as well. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, I have a matching video as well. Hi, as I'm waving to you, and hopefully you're following us and doing all that stuff as well. And you want something for free? Of course you want something for free. Go over to prophetradio.com. I will more than gladly send you guys out something for free. And the way you do that is to go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio, click on free swag, and I'll send you out some magnets, some stickers. I actually got some new buttons in, and so on and so forth. So I'll get those out to you. Make sure you fill out the form and leave me a return address so I can mail it out to you. I'm not going to do anything with your email address. That's the only way I can find out where it's going, or if I have any questions or anything like that. I'm not going to spam you, believe me. I've got a lot of stuff going on here on the French, and we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Now, my dad is here. He's all moved in. Everything's done. We wrapped up everything on Sunday at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, I called it. 2 o'clock, I said, let's go. Let's wrap this up. I actually called on Saturday. Sunday at 2 o'clock, we're going to wrap it up. If you're not here by 2 o'clock, tough shit. You're not buying anything from us. It's because I want to have a nice steak dinner in celebration of, we all three of us did it. My wife took the week off. She was allowed a week off for bereavement. And so she took that week off to help with the garage sale. And she within 3 days of the garage sale, she's like, I am so over this. Like, I know. But she also had a lot of stuff going on with the horses that we have here on the French. And she had like doctor's appointment, hair appointments, all that stuff. But even the time that she was out there watching the garage sale, she's like, oh my God, it's like watching paint dry, waiting for people to show up. And then you get to talk to the people and do all that stuff. Now, here's my biggest challenge that I'm going through right now. Now that we're all back into our normal, hopefully routine lives, my wife's sitting back at her desk inside the house in the office. I'm up here in the studio again. Again, I apologize for last week's show. And we will talk to IT Dan here on this week's show. I did talk to him last week. Normally we put his segment on this show. So there is a show from last week from Is This Going Somewhere? And you can follow that over there at iHeartRadio as well. Is This Going Somewhere podcast. And I talked to Dan last week. So you can find out what's going on with him. And we'll find out what's going on with him now in just a few minutes. And we'll find out what's going on with him here. So now that we're all back, I'm like, Dad, Monday, back to the work week, back to the schedule that we are normally, getting back into our own old routine. I got 2 podcasts that I do on Monday. Don't forget, I also do an equine podcast called Is This Going Somewhere? I'm sorry, scratch that. I also do another podcast on Monday called Equine Dynamics with Mike Stein. You can check him out as well. Myself and Mike talk about horses. If you're into horses on that, that's also available on iHeartRadio as well. So now my dad is Monday. He knows that, I had a busy day, or I'm having or going to have a busy day on Monday. You could tell, you can hear it in my voice. And my wife has to get back to work and answer her 300 emails from the week prior. And so my dad's kind of walking around the house like, can I do anything? No, we're good. I'm busy up in there in the studio. Amy's busy down there. So he'd walk around the house and kind of wipe things down and clean things up. And I'm like, okay, got it. I said, Dad, when I was done Monday at dinner, I said, Dad, you know what? I got a couple things I got to do on Tuesday morning. I said, I got to go get hay. I got to go get shavings for the barn and stuff. I said, let me play my video games. Listen to me. It's all about this guy, right? Let me play my video games that I haven't touched in 4 weeks. Everyone's missing me on my video games. And I said, around lunchtime, I'll come get you, and me and you will watch a movie in the big, theater room that we have, 103-inch screen TV with the theater chairs and stuff. I said, Dad, we'll watch a movie together. Would you like that? I would love that. All right, Dad, we'll do that. So lunchtime comes around. He ended up falling asleep right after lunch, so I kind of let him sleep a little bit. I had some stuff I had to do outside, so it just worked out. Finally, 2 o'clock, he wakes up. We have our movie day. I said, I'm thinking I'm watching like 4 or 5 movies. That's how I roll. He is halfway asleep through the first movie, and now I'm like, all right, you want to watch another one? No, I'm movied out. Okay. So I, continued back to playing my video games, and getting up to date with all my, because my PlayStation's been off for a while, so all the software updates need to go on, and you know how that takes forever. So here we are. Now we are getting into Wednesday, which is today, and my dad literally is like standing on the back porch. And now I've cleaned the whole house. I've wiped all the counters down and kind of threw away some stuff that we were kind of pushing around, empty boxes, collecting bubble wrap and packing blankets and kind of packing all that up and getting the house clean and slowly getting it back into somewhat of an order so we're not stepping over everything. You know how it is when you have when you're moving in, you really don't, I will unpack that box a little bit later. I will, pick that up a little bit later. I'm tired. I don't want to do it. Well, I did it all this morning and, most of it just so we can move around in the kitchen. And now my dad he doesn't know what to do. He has, his whole last 2 years of his life has been going to see my mom either in the hospital or the physical therapist or taking her to dialysis or doing something or working his normal courier job. And now he said to me, you look forward to all your life to doing nothing, but you don't realize how hard it is to do nothing. You get bored. And that's why you hear a lot of people that they retire and they have to get themselves a part-time job doing something or part-time something doing something. And I said, you know what, Dad? I said, here, right before the show, that's why I'm all out of breath. Right before the show, I'm like, Dad, you should I've got planter boxes already made, big 6 foot long, about 3 foot off the ground planter boxes. Go get some tomato plants, or we'll get some tomato plants this week, and you can plant your tomatoes and care for that. That'll give you something to do. Well, when are we going to mow the lawn again? Now, that's great. My dad loves mowing the lawn. He gets on the zero turn. He gets on the tractor. He likes to bush hog the fields. Of course, you don't have to bush hog the fields every week. You do it once a month. He doesn't realize that, but he's starting to learn. And of course, the grass that we have here in the Carolinas grows just like any grass, but you get a little bit of rain, it sprouts up. You get no rain, it doesn't do anything. So we've had some rain here and the grass needs to be cut. And he's like going, well, when are we going to cut it? When are we going to mow the lawn again? He's all excited. I'm like, Dad, you know what? Thursday is mow the lawn day. I've got today's show to do. Maybe I'll get this done early. Maybe I'll get it posted. Well, I will get it posted here shortly. But I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into putting this together, Dad. I'm going to be here in the studio for a couple hours. All right. So it's kind of trying to get him entertained, trying to get him into some kind of rhythm. And so I made him go drag the arena and go fill up the cars with gas. Go do that for a while. And once you're done with that, you'll probably be tired and maybe you'll have some lunch and take a little nap. And then by the time you wake up, I'll be done with the show for the day and we can do something together. But now I'm stressing out because I don't want to have to sit there and go, all right, I got to keep my dad entertained. But in order for me to get my dad entertained, I got to work through a bunch of other stuff. So he'll be better after this week. Here's the one thing that's going to happen, though. My wife, thanks a lot. My wife is leaving me. No, not because of my dad or anything like that. She is leaving me because it's graduation for Florida State. And her niece, her second oldest niece, is graduating from Florida State this weekend. So she's leaving Thursday night. So that means I got Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and half a Sunday because she'll be back on Sunday with my dad. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I've got a plan of stuff that needs to be fixed and worked on in the yard. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We're bacheloring it up this weekend. So, all right, guys, stick around. We'll talk to IT Dan here in just one sec, find out what's going on with him. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be heard? Of course you do. Everyone wants to be heard. And the way you can be heard here on Deacon Live and be part of the show is go over to Prophet Radio. PROPHET radio. Click on the little blue bar at the very bottom right-hand side. It says Be Heard. Opens up a little microphone on your tablet, on your computer, on your phone, wherever you're listening to us at. And speak right into it. And you can be anonymous. You can make up a name or whatever. And just tell us or ask us any questions that you have. Tell us anything that you want to know. Or what you would like to know from us, and we'll play it on the very next podcast, no matter which podcast you're listening to. We've got podcasts that date back all the way to 2017, so if you want to ask, what happened here or what we were talking about there, I will be happy to answer those questions here on the air. And speaking of answering questions, you guys want to know what's going on with IT Dan. So here is this going somewhere?
Morning, Travis. How are you?
Hello, Dan. How are things?
Things are good. Getting ready for a trip to Nashville, which is boring.
How many pairs of underwear are you bringing?
Oh, one. It's only. I'm not staying.
It's only a week, right? One pair should do you.
Yeah. Yes. Oh.
Now, what are you packing for your trip? Are you packing anything like? What's the weather going to be like? I guess I'm assuming it's going to be similar to what we have here.
Yeah, similar to what we have here. So, I'll probably just bring a light jacket in case it rains or something.
Okay.
And I bring laptop, and I got a USB. I just put a whole bunch of music on.
And Kathy's going to love that because it's all her kind of music.
No, it's we listen to the same things over and over again. I got like 200,000 songs, and I listen to the same classic rock or the same. And I said, I just want to go through, and I just went through my folders. Hang on one second.
Hold on, everyone. Dan's got to take a pill.
Cancel. Alexa, cancel.
Dan's got to take his pills, his memory pills.
Yes, Kathy's got to take her memory pills. So, so I just went and found stuff that I just have not listened to in a while, or older songs. And
with this garage sale that we've been having, Dan, my dad's got all this vinyl and all these 45s from like his teenage years, which is your. Yeah. I mean, he's 60. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, he's 75, and you're how old?
Yeah. I'm 68. So, we're probably the same generation.
Yeah. You know? So he's got, but a lot of his stuff is like country western, like Patsy Cline, but there's a whole lot of, like not the Troubadours, but bands like that. Everything was named after something, like the Mufflers and the Cargo Snatch, and just all these. It's always the something.
Yeah, the Flemtones and everything.
Yeah. So
I'm dying to talk to him about his music collection and different things. I grew up on the Beatles. The first record I bought was the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Right.
And I mow lawns and cash in Coke bottles and pile your records, and they were 88 cents a piece. All right. And we'd have to walk.
Dan, are you at a daycare? Why do I hear kids screaming in the background? Are you at Are you at Walmart again?
No, I'm home at my house, and there's no, there are no kids. I just checked. I just thought we don't have kids.
Well, you've got some in a pen somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what you're hearing.
I don't know. Might have been a squeaky door or something.
It was a squeaky door.
Right, officer. It was just a squeaky door. Just a squeaky door, officer.
Yes, you're very good on the sound effects. Yeah, but I'd love to talk to you, Dad, about the old music, and that's where I grew up on. Kathy had her mother listen to Patsy Cline and groups like that, and they listened to music in the house. We never had anything till we got old enough to buy stuff. When the Beatles came out, that's when I started saving up my money. And the record player and all the records were stuff I bought. We didn't.
When you say you listen to records in the house, I mean, how else would you listen? Was there like a portable record player that you carried on your hip or something?
I bought a record player that had a little cover, and when you played an album, it would hang over the edges of the record player. And we didn't listen to music in the house. When kids came over, we would listen to it out on the porch or plug it in.
Did you have to crank up the machine? Did you have to wind the machine and put the needle down with a big cornucopia cone on it?
No, it's not. But I do have a Victrola now and a bunch of 78 records on it.
What's it called?
A Victrola. Your father will know that word.
Victrola. So what's funny, Dan? Because I'm a funny guy, and the whole garage sale was my stage. And people will come up and I'd crack jokes left and right. Basically, if you like it, it's $5. If you hate it, it's $25. That type stuff. And the items that were, how much is this? And that's when I spit that joke out. But someone was asking me, I want to hear these records. And I said, well, I don't have a record player. I said, but if you've got a piece of paper, I'll roll it up and stick a needle on it. We can listen to it. And they looked at me like I said, my face was on fire or something. They were like going, what are you talking about? And I go, never mind. Do you know what I'm talking about, Dan?
Yes. And but they don't realize that sometimes I'll say stuff to people and it goes totally over their head that you're just making a joke about something.
Yeah. All you do is you take a pencil and stick it in an album, and spin the record and then put the cone on it with a needle on it. And then you can listen to that album. for a second, to hear what it sounds like. They looked at me like my head was on backwards.
Yeah. And I went through the whole thing with the turntable and the needle and the sleeve and cleaning the records off, and then through cassettes and through CDs, and now it's and I have to admit, records do have the best sound quality.
Well, I told you about the whole analog and digital, the wave file and stuff, and that's a whole nother podcast in itself. But yeah.
Yeah, and I listen to everything on MP3s because I can drag them from my computer to a thumb drive, stick it in any of my vehicles, and listen to it.
You're so spoiled, Dan. You're so spoiled.
It's convenience for me.
So what else is going on? You're packing up all your clothes. You got a pair of socks. You got a pair of underwear. You got one pair of shorts. You gonna wear pants? You wearing pants there, Dan? Or are you wearing shorts?
I never wear shorts.
Why don't you wear shorts?
Because I'm old-fashioned and I'm just used to wearing pants. I never wear shorts. You never see a picture of me wearing shorts anywhere.
That's weird, Dan. You're so weird.
95 degrees and I'm hot, and I don't know. That's just the way I am.
And Kathy's probably got like a couple nice outfits just in case you guys go out to dinner.
Yes, there's one place I want to go to. It's got Hawaiian barbecue that I like Hawaiian barbecue.
So your main thing to go to
around here.
The main thing you're going to Nashville is for what? To eat or to sightsee?
We're going to visit a friend that moved from here, from our neighborhood.
Does the friend know you're coming?
Yes, we know that. So I mean, you know how you like to talk? Well, she'd put you to shame. You can't get a word in. Sometimes I have to go, hold my hands. I go, Linda, stop. And I go, can you let me say something? She monopolizes every conversation.
Well, Dan, there's a difference between liking to talk or whatever and controlling a conversation and not knowing when to shut up.
Yeah. And someday you'll learn that.
Maybe someday.
Yeah. Yes.
If I could only make money doing it.
Yeah, I enjoy talking too, but not all day long, and mostly I enjoy talking when I don't have anything important to say.
And you just kill me with these conversations, and you absolutely kill me. So I got out of bed this morning and I made coffee, and the coffee was actually 109 degrees, which is normal because I do like my coffee hot. Now I don't put sugar or anything in my coffee because that will cool my coffee down, but I put creamer. Yeah. I put powdered creamer in there, but I actually put the creamer in the microwave to warm it up. And then that way the creamer is not as cold as the coffee, but it's still the room temperature and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. No, I don't. That's okay. No. But I've got our route all mapped out, and I went on Google Maps. And
do you have your AAA ticks?
Did I what?
Do you have your AAA ticks? Are you part of AAA?
No, I'm not part of AAA.
Are you familiar with? Are you familiar with the AAA ticks?
No.
Basically, you go to AAA and you go down there and you hand. My mom and dad used to do it all the time. My mom and dad actually had a pen that, whatever map that you were on, you had to roll the pen, and it had paper inside of it. And you would whatever the scale was, for every inch was 2 miles, or every inch is 50 miles. And my mom would roll the scale on the pencil. It was a big tube. And it had a roller ball at the end of it, or a roller itself, a metal roller. And she would roll on the roads, and to map everything out. And just, all right, this road is approximately, she'd roll it on the map and then look at the side and go, oh, that's 300 miles. And then she would write that down and then take a left on 54. And then she'd take, the roller and roll this way. But she would turn this into AAA. She would turn in her, what road she was taking, and they would print her out these ticks. Like to stop and get a hamburger over at Meaty Joe's Hamburger Shop. You got a ticket for that. 10% off apricots at, Susan's Apricot Farm. All these different places that were sponsored by AAA or, whatever. It's like a coupon book for your road trip that you're going on.
Okay, and I haven't heard of that because we did take one trip from when we were on AAA, when we went cross country and back. We had AAA then. But what I've done is I've gone on Google Maps and we go to the street view, and everywhere that I have to take a turn, I take a picture of, you see the intersection, you see the Amico station and the U-Hauls. And I look at that. And first of all, when I'm doing it, that puts it in my memory like I've already been there. And then I'm going to use the GPS, but I also like to have just a printed, I printed 6 pages and it.
Jesus, Dan, Jesus. Do you not trust technology?
I trust technology, but I also like to back it up because it's someplace I haven't been before, and
Why
I
don't
just have this.
I'm surprised you don't call down to the gas station where you're taking the left-hand turn and say, "Hey, keep an eye out for what car are you driving down there?"
Yeah, the Rogue.
All right, so keep an eye out. Approximately 2:30 p.m. on Thursday, you're going to see a red Nissan. Is it Nissan? No, Nissan Rogue, right? Nissan Rogue. And I'm going to stop by your store and tell me if I'm going the right direction. Make sure you call down to the store and talk to that guy.
That is a good idea. I'm going to have to hang up now and give that guy a call. So no, it's just planning ahead. That's all. And it makes me feel better when I'm looking at it. That in my mind when I get there, I go, yep, I remember this intersection. So it's someplace I have not been before. So.
Well,
and a lot of it is Route 40 for like 500 miles anyway.
As long as it says 40, don't get off of it. I know Amy's the worst. She'll have the GPS, and I'll be driving. She'll have the GPS in her hand and watch the map. And before it says, it'll say 3 miles before your left-hand turn. But at the 2 mile marker, the GPS is going to say in 2 miles, turn left or 500 feet. When it's going to say that. You have to cross a certain stretch of the road where the GPS will actually trigger your next destination. You're supposed to turn left or right. Amy beats it all the time. She's like, okay, in about 3 miles or in 2 miles, 1 mile, we're going to take a left and then a right. And then as soon as she says it, in 1 mile, take a right. See? I'm like, yeah, babe, I've heard this before. The GPS actually will tell me. If you just sit back and relax, the GPS will actually tell me where to go.
She's just trying to be a co-pilot and help you out.
She will say, like, if we're on a busy highway, you need to get over in your far right-hand lane as soon as you can because we have a right-hand turn coming up in about 10 miles. Yeah. That's what I go. All right, I'll get over. All right, when are you going to get over? I don't know, in 5 miles maybe?
Yeah, and I do. And mine's good like that. But I have the directions written down that go 19 miles on this, so I just have an idea in my head when I'm going.
I wait till the last 500 feet, and then I swing a hard right across 3 lanes to get to my turn, and it really pisses her off. Ah!
Yes. Speaking of vehicles, have you got a date when you're going to be getting your truck?
Oh, Dan, that's a sore subject. So come to find out, we put the deposit down on the truck, and they said, okay, the truck will be ready in a couple months. So. And this is a couple months ago. So Amy, now we're getting in the spring. We did this back in January. Amy actually emailed the guy and said, hey, what's the ETA on the truck? And the guy goes, well, it's still being refused because the manufacturer is not accepting your build. And so she emailed back saying, well, what's the holdup? Is it a chip problem? Is it, a design problem? What's the holdup? And so we're waiting for that email back. But she came back from her hair salon. Yeah. Get her hair done, and she was mad. She was like, I thought it was going to be, I'm sitting here waiting, thinking the truck's being built. And I'm like, babe, he didn't say it was going to be built. I don't believe I said that. I said the truck should be ready in a couple months. And so she's, I don't want to say impatient, but I mean, I know we don't need the truck for anything, but there are stuff that we're going to need the truck for here, probably closer to, July and August. So who knows, Dan? Who knows? They don't. Yeah. I'm still waiting for the email for them to answer what's the actual hold up on the truck.
Yeah, but that person should have emailed you instead of you waiting to,
Well, the main thing that I was pissed off about outside of the truck not being built, so I gave them $1,000 good faith. Hey, we're going to buy it. Here's $1,000. So that was back in January. So now here we are in the middle of April, getting ready to be May. It's got to be May. And that $1,000 could have been earning, 0.5% in my savings account. So what's 0.5%, for 4 months on $1,000? $6, $4?
$2.78.
I want that money back off the price of the truck.
I think they could work with you on that.
Well, they better, or I'll be pissed.
They have to send you a rebate check. It will take 6 to 8 weeks.
Speaking of rebate checks, my dad was driving the U-Haul from Florida up here to North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So he actually got, we paid $900 for the truck, filled it up twice. That was $140 for both fillings. And they sent him an outstanding bill for $1.80. Can you figure out what that $1.80 was for?
It was $1.80?
Yep, $1.80, going from Florida all the way to here.
It wasn't that was it going through a toll?
Yep, he went through 2 tolls.
Yeah.
So they sent him a bill for $1.80. And here's the kicker, Dan. And they said if you don't pay this by the end of April, there'll be a $35 surcharge on that.
Yeah. Have you heard about Hertz renting cars to people and then saying that they weren't returned, and people go to get a job interview and they...
Yeah, that's old news, Dan.
Yeah.
Get with the times. Update your TV app.
Yeah. Kathy's back from taking care of the cat.
Well, good.
Yeah. So we're gonna have.
Did she walk? Did she walk down there or drive down there?
She drove down there.
Okay. How far away is it? A mile? 2 miles? 50 feet? 2 houses?
It's about half a mile down.
Oh, okay. So that's a good driving distance for her. I hate to see her walk that far and fall or something.
Yeah. I could probably walk that far.
So if you guys are going to be gone for 4 days, who's going to watch the cats that your wife is being paid to watch the cats for?
Well, that's why we took these days, because those are days that she doesn't have to. We squeezed that in. We scheduled it. So, and these people own 3 houses. They'll just come back to this house. They rotate between different houses, and they have different cats that have to be taken care of at different houses.
They're probably poor, Dan.
Yeah, her wife inherited a company from her parents, and they make sewing machines, commercial sewing machines for big companies that do major sewing, not the little tailors and things like that.
Right, not those poor people.
No, and then the husband, all he does is drink light beer.
That's fine.
That type of person. Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Kathy comes in every weekend, and the whole trash bin is full of all different cans and stuff.
Is she watching my cat? I never see her over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's like a parallel universe. Pretty much the same thing. So.
What else you got going on, Dan? Anything?
No, I got to mow the lawn today, and I got to put up some birdhouses for Kathy. So.
Oh, well, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Are you excited about your trip? What time are you going to leave? 7:30 in the morning, and get on the road right away? Or are you leaving? Are you on Kathy time or Dan time?
I'd like to leave at 6. I'd like to get up at 5, have breakfast, and leave at 6. And I'll get up and I'll be all ready to go. And it will probably be about 9:30 by the time we leave. And by then I'm ready to take a nap because
Are you going to do all the driving, or is Kathy driving?
I'll do most of the driving. It might be if we get on the same road and Route 40 and you got 500 miles that,
You going to let her take some of that?
Let her drive, yeah. She's a good driver.
So here's the thing for you. I don't know if Route 40 is considered, is it I-40 international? Is it an international interstate highway?
Just Route 40.
Oh, okay.
Route 40.
I was going to say, if you're on an international highway,
Interstate.
That's what I meant. Interstate highway. I think there's something about for every 10 miles has to be a 1 mile straight strip when they built them, just in case, we were ever at war and they need a place to land airplanes. So for every 10 miles on an interstate, there has to be a 1 mile straight, no turns or anything, just in case we had to land, planes or something. Just throwing it out there.
For that same reason, they were out interstate highways in Hawaii.
Exactly. Just in case we got to land over there on that rock.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons for the highway system. And the internet was actually meant for, I think one thing was census, the other thing was for the Army in case we go to war. I think there are three different purposes they built the first computers for.
Well, I'd like to thank Al Gore for all that. So he was part of that whole internet thing. All right, Dan, anything else before I let you go?
No, and just I'm glad you went down and got your Coke Zero for your dad. Just being a good kid.
Yep, got the Coke Zero for the dad. He probably doesn't even know it yet. He's trapped in his room, and my wife, her office is now in the front room. We didn't lock him in there, Dan. he's
trapped in the same room. I was just curious. So.
But he's doing like these online computer puzzles, and I guess he came out, and my wife wasn't on a call at the time, and my wife goes, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "I'm completely bored." And she's like, "Well, what do you do normally during this time?" Well, when my mom was alive, I'd be down at the nursing home, or I'd be down at the physical therapy clinic, or I'd be in the hospital. But now that, he's settled in, we've done the garage sale. I don't need the lawn mowed, 3 times a week. He's literally like, "I'm bored." So I said, "You know what, Dad? Tuesday, I'm going to do a couple little things up here in the studio, and then I'm going to play my video games in the morning on the big TV, and then me and you will watch movies all day long on the big screen." on the big 103-inch flat screen that we have hanging on the wall. We watched one movie on it. He was really impressed. We watched like Avengers or something like that. So he really wants to watch another movie back there.
Yeah, we watched Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. It was pretty good.
Well, good.
That's after the video game.
Right.
And,
All
of
right.
course, I hadn't finished the game. I said, I don't care. I'll watch the movie anyways.
Well, the movie gives away the video game.
No, it doesn't. They're so dissimilar, but it was still. There were a couple things that I remember from the video game, but most of it was all just the cinema stuff. So.
Well, good. All right, Dan. Well, if I don't talk to you, when are you leaving? Thursday?
No, Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
No, tomorrow is Tuesday.
What's your name again?
Yeah, and last week I thought Monday was Sunday, so
right.
we're even now.
We are even. All right, Dan, I'll let you go. Hopefully I'll talk to you before you leave this Wednesday.
Okay, sounds good.
Talk to you later.
Care.
All right, bye.
All right, bye now.
Bye. There you go. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? We'll give you something for free, but you got to do a little bit of work. You got to go over to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio. Click on the free swag section. Fill out that little form. I'm not going to do anything with your email or anything. I just want to send you out some stuff to say thank you for listening to us and thank you for sharing us and thank you for downloading us and making us feel appreciated during this time we've been going through. It's, I think, month number 2 now. It's been 2 months since my mom passed, so appreciate it. A lot of hearts and prayers, I guess, is what I'm supposed to say. We appreciate that, but thank you very much. Now, one thing, as going through my mom and dad's house, I came across something. I never knew the name of it, and I had one as a child, and you probably have too if you grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, was this thing. It's a pillow, but yet it's like a back support, and it's got these 2 little arms that come off the side of it. And you usually use it if you're like laying in bed instead of, putting 5 pillows behind you and it's always uncomfortable and you can't get the right move or anything. You put this thing, it's got like a high back and it looks like half of a lounge chair, without the seat. And it's got the armrest and the pillow back and pillow armrest and stuff. What did you guys used to call that? I just call it the backrest pillow. That's all. That's the only thing I knew about it. Now, many years ago, I was working for this company, and this one black gentleman came up to me, and the only reason why I say he's black, because this is what they called him in his community, and I've never heard this before, and he was saying something, yeah, I'm laying in bed, and I'm getting ready to watch a movie, and I grab my hubby, and I put it up behind my back, and I go, what? What did you do? He goes, I put my hubby behind my back, and I'm like, you're straight, right? You're married. You got 2 kids. What are you talking about? He goes, you don't know what a hubby is? I go, no. What's a hubby? He's like that pillow thing with the 2 arms. It looks like half of a lounge chair without the seat. I go, oh, backrest pillow? Backrest pillow? No, man, it's a hubby. I go, come on, man. He's like, no, you don't call it. I said, I've never called that a hubby in my whole entire life. Sure enough, believe it or not, I told my wife the story. She's like, I've never heard that before. And I looked it up on the internet. It does say, well, the long-term version is husband pillow. It's what it's called. I've never heard that been called before. And he, I guess, just kind of abbreviated, it's my hubby. It's my hubby, put it behind me. So I had this real nice one. The material is really tough. Like you could take a knife and stab it a couple times. It wouldn't like tear or anything. You'd go through it, but it wouldn't tear. Real nice, canvas type material, really thick cushion. Sometimes you get a pillow and it just kind of quits on you, So I've been laying in bed watching what have I been watching? I've been catching up on Survivor, catching up on Bob's Burgers, catching up on a whole bunch of other things late at night, and I'm loving my new hubby. So I lay there with my hubby, and my wife goes, "You like it?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know what I need? I need like one of those TV trays, like a half TV tray to put. Oh, a snack table. Don't start with me. Don't change my vocabulary based on the things that you call things and I call things. So I've been enjoying that, but going through my mom's house, and they had a huge 4,000 square foot house, and long narrow hallways and 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, every one of them packed full. And even here, trying to move stuff in and out of the house. Can I just say something? I don't know who's the genius. I don't know if it's the furniture manufacturers or the designers of furniture. When I say furniture, I'm talking all furniture. I'm talking from grandfather clocks to kitchen table sets, to chairs, to couches, to bedroom sets, to bedroom frames, to anything that belongs in your house that is considered furniture, from end tables and coffee tables and couch tables and foot tables, whatever you want to call them. How come? Is there something out there that I don't know about? Why does every piece of furniture barely fit through a doorway and barely makes the turn to get either in or out of a room if you're in a hallway? Have you noticed that? Believe me, I have noticed it a lot. Now, of course, there's that famous scene on Friends where it's like, pivot, they're moving a couch, but pivot. But I was noticing every time we moved a piece of furniture, we had to look at each other and go, okay, are we going to stand this up on its end and twist it out? Or are we just going to take it the long way, one guy on one side, one guy on the other side, and see if we can get it out the doorway and make this turn, this angle down the hallway? And sure enough, 9 times out of 10, 20 out of 30, it would make that turn without having to stand it up or do anything stupid with it. Sometimes you might have to take the little, like we had a couch that had like 6-inch wooden feet or legs on them. You just unscrew them. And once you got those unscrewed, yes, it fit right through the doorway. So my question is it the builders? Is there some kind of rule architect-wise when building a house or building a hallway or building pathways into rooms and out of rooms and down the hallways? Because that's where your most problem is. You have a 36-inch egress out the front door, just in case something happens. You get out the house quickly as possible, and people can get in the house as quickly as possible. And then all your other doors are usually either, your interior doors are either 30 or 32 inch. You might find an occasional 34. Your interior doors or your interior closets, single closets, are 28 inches wide. And I think the recess or the egress going out, I think it has to be at least 32 inches wide. But I understand that part. But what I'm talking about is the angles of getting into these rooms with stuff. I mean, lots of stuff. I've moved 8,000 square feet of furniture in and out of places in the last 3 weeks you're just sitting there going, well, how do they know that this thing, if you just push a little bit more this way on the cushion, it'll make it through, the couch, make it through the door opening? Or is it the furniture manufacturers that say we can only make our products, our furniture, this size only? Now, of course, you get into like custom built furniture, and you got rich people. They buy all the furniture. Sometimes they build the furniture in the room. Of course, now you're stuck with it. You're not getting it out without cutting it up. But I mean, there's got to be some rule with commercial furniture that you buy from, like I said, Ethan Allen's or what's the other one? Hudson's, Rooms to Go, Lanes, all those different places. There's got to be some kind of rule where they can only make the furniture in this certain parameters for it to fit in your house. I just thought it was so unique and so neat that I was like, who's the genius? Who's the genius? Is it the people who build the houses, who build the aisleways, who build the hallways, or is it the people who build the furniture? Someone's got to have a common ground. There's got to be a common denominator between the two. I just thought, throwing it out there. If you guys know the answer, let me know. Go over to profitradio.com, click on Be Heard. I'd love to know if you're in this field and you've dealt with this before, or whether you're on the building of the house end or building of the furniture end. I'd love to hear from you on that as well. All right, guys, stick around. We got a little bit more to get into, and what happens when a crackhead comes to a garage sale. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Profit Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and make sure you watch us on YouTube. Make sure you like us on YouTube. We were doing the live streaming for a little bit. We kind of backed that off until we can get maybe a better format as far as doing the live stream, getting a little bit more action behind us. Because right now it's just, I don't want to say it's boring, because it's not boring. Duh. It's me here in the studio. But I haven't been doing like the news articles and stuff like I normally do, and the videos and all that. And since I don't want to say, how do I say that it's not boring? It's a little bit not as entertaining for you to watch, but you could see me here in the studio. I've got my podcast t-shirt on. I've got my Kabuta sky piece on. I did shave. I shaved yesterday. I didn't shave today because I was pressed for time, showing my dad how to drag the arena and fill up the gas cans in the Nissan. But, you know, here I am in the studio. So make sure you go over to YouTube and make sure you like us on that and follow us, because it's always a good time. It's always good to put, you know, a name to a face and all that. And you can see I do a lot of hand motions and stuff. That's why my dad goes, "Why do you wear so many rings?" I go, "Because my hands are like magic." And he's like going, "Whatever, weirdo." So there you go. Now, speaking of weirdos, we just wrapped up our garage sale. And so the last week of the garage sale, after, you know, already being out there for 8 days, the last week of the garage sale, the last 5 days of the garage sale, our neighbors started crawling out of the woodworks. When I say neighbors, we sit on about 22 some odd acres here. We broadcast just outside the beautiful town, or actually let me get this straight. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And, you know, I can take a rock and throw it and not hit a house. I can take a baseball and throw it and not hit a house. I could take a drone and look at some houses, but they're far, far away. And when I say far, far away, they're a good distance. But for the most part, we're kind of like on our own little separate little lot here. And so I get, you know, someone comes down the driveway and goes, "Howdy, neighbor." And I'm like going, "Hey." And they're like going, I'm like, "Which neighbor are you?" Because I know that guy across the street. I know that one on my left and that one on my right. And, hold on, this thing's messing up. And they go, "Oh, I'm the neighbor right across the street that's over 2 houses to the left." I go, "Oh, with the new fence." No, next to the new fence." "Oh, yeah, hey, what's going on?" "I have no idea. I don't go that way." "We're Chuck and Diane, and we're here. We were scared that you were moving." "You were scared that we were moving? Why?" "Well, you have such a nice place and a beautiful place, and we were actually coming over and thinking that we were gonna get some of your horse stuff and some of your barn stuff. But since you're not moving, great. Well, we're your neighbors." I'm like going, this is awkward. And they would buy like one thing or two things and then walk off. And then another neighbor would come over. "Oh, you know where the bridge is over there by the river or by the creek?" "I do." "You know the house that's got the cop car on the front of it?" "Mm-hmm. We're next door to him." "Oh, really?" "Yeah, the cop's an asshole." "All right, there's Teddy. Why is he an asshole?" "Well, he put up a fence in his yard." "Oh, okay, so it's another fence story here." And then you meet someone else on the other side of the neighborhood, and everyone's panicking. Everyone, when they saw the moving signs, panicked that our little compound that we have here, we were moving, and someone was going to come in and destroy the place. That was our worst case scenario. You know, when someone moves out, you make sure that someone is, you know, appropriate to move into your neighborhood and not, you know, those people, you know, from across the tracks or any other side of the fence, whatever. But we met those people that were on the other side of the fence because that's all they kept talking about. But it's fine, you know. Introduce yourself now. We've been here for 9 years on the property. Some of them have been here for 11 years in the area. Some of them have been here for 15 years. And we put in, now here's how we do. Here's what we do here's what we did when we first moved in. We actually we drew a circle around everyone, and there's probably like 20 houses in like a 3-mile radius of us. And we sent them invitations. "Welcome to the neighborhood. Come meet us. We have a big party. We'll do all that." Guess who showed up? Not one fucking person. One person RSVP'd and says, "My wife is sick. I can't go, but I would love to but she's in a wheelchair," and sent us like a gift basket or something like that. No one else Nope. And now they want to crawl out of the woodworks thinking now that we're moving, they're screw you guys. Screw you. Screw you. I need my own little island. That's what I'm going to do when I hit the lottery. What is that, a $430 million? I'm buying an island. Get away from these weirdos. Now, speaking of weirdos, hold on. We had a guy. Now, don't judge me. All right, please don't judge me. When you have a garage sale, there is a certain etiquette that you have when first hosting the garage sale, and then the etiquette that you have when coming onto a stranger's property to buy something of theirs, right? There's some kind of expectation. There's some kind of, like I said, I guess lack of a better term, is etiquette. So I sit in the garage with my wife or my husband, my wife or my dad, and my hubby across my back, I guess. And I can hear we have a crushed gravel driveway because of snow and stuff. It's easier to get in and out of the property. You can hear the crushed gravel as a car rolls down the driveway. Now, the driveway is probably about 100 yards long, so it takes a little bit to get there. But once you hear it, you hear it. And I always go, all right, everyone, we listen to music, we listen to whatever in the garage as we're waiting. And I'm like, all right, shut everything down. Here comes someone. So I always walk out onto the driveway, the carport area, driveway by the garage. And I'm always welcome. Every single person. Hello. How are you? How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. And you always get, well, we saw your signs. I said, well, the signs work then. Great. We got you here. Awesome. Just little normal chit chat back and forth. Some people just go, hey, all right. Miss Personality. Some of them come up with cigarettes dangling out of their mouth and, a cigarette stuck behind their ear. This one guy, I don't mind cigarettes. They don't bother me. I actually like the smell of cigarettes. Believe it or not, I'm talking cigarettes outside in the open, not in a small enclosed container with 4 other smokers. I actually like the smell of cigarettes. It reminds me a lot working with my dad out in the yard or out on his growing up as a kid. I would help my dad change the oil or change the spark plugs, and he always had a Zippo lighter, and he would smoke Winston at the time. And that first spark of the Zippo lighter and the first smoke that comes off that cigarette just brings its aroma memory is what I enjoy about that. Now, I don't say I never smoked. I tried smoking. It wasn't for me. It just kind of, all right, I'm not that cool. I can't smoke. So some people will come up, and I don't mind the cigarettes. I do mind them holding the cigarette in their mouth as they're leaning over and looking at my stuff and watching the ash drop onto this, $30 cashmere sweater. What size is this cashmere sweater? I don't know. If you wait long enough, the ash will burn this thing to a crisp, and you can stick it in your pocket. This one guy, family. Now, let me paint the picture for you. So, when people pull up in their cars, I don't want to say that us as human beings are judgy, but us as human beings judge people based on their outside persona or their outside, what they represent, how they carry themselves, and so on and so forth. I'm the worst. My wife hates it. She's like, you're so judgmental. I go, because I'm perfect. I'm perfect. And what I'm not perfect at, I understand that I'm not perfect at that. And I accept these things. Some people, clueless. This one family pulls up, and they pull up in a 2004 Buick Regal, I guess. Okay, first of all, the family, husband and wife, I guess, boyfriend, girlfriend, they got 3 kids that automatically jump out of the car. 7, 5, and 3. Those kids jump out of the car, right? Couple, probably early 30s, maybe mid to late 20s, and I'm pushing that. So they walk up, kids automatically, ping, jump out of the car and start running around like crazy people. The boyfriend, jeans, barely hanging on his ass, got a belt on, has some kind of shirt with some kind of printed logo on the front. I don't know if it's a band. I don't know if it's a slogan. I really didn't pay him any attention. It was the end of the day. It was the last group of people It's like the last trick-or-treaters. You're just like, come on, kids, get down here, hurry. So he pulls up. She jumps out of, well, he gets out of the driver's or passenger seat. She gets out of the driver's seat, and they both start walking up. Meanwhile, the kids have already hightailed it up the driveway into the garage sale. She starts looking at the stuff. He immediately walks over to what he's beamed on, whatever, caught his eye when he was pulling over or pulling into the garage sale. Shaved head, okay? Shaved head, goatee with maybe a 3-day-old shadow on the side, kind of like me right now. Probably he's been off for 2 days, and he probably shaves maybe when he goes back to work, whatever job he's got. He's got a nice suntan, and I can tell by his arms that he is outside a lot because his shirt doesn't cover up the white part of his arms, his shoulders, and his upper arm. So he's outside. I'm thinking construction. So you already got me there, right? Girlfriend's got a black tank top on and just regular shorts, girl shorts. Cigarette, almost completely burnt out. He's probably got 2 more drags on this cigarette and he's done with it. He's got now don't judge me. This is where I say don't judge me. Busch Light beer can in his hand. Now, I have, as you guys know, listened to the past a couple podcasts ago, I had to resort to going to Busch Light because it's $16 a case, as to where Miller Lite is now bumped up to $22 a case, and it's the same product for the same fee. Comes up, he's swirling his, this is the best part, he's swirling his beer around like it's some kind of like cognac or something. And he's like, how much for the entertainment center there? I said the chest of drawers and the little the hardwood TV stand. Yep. I said the 2 of them together, because they are solid wood, sir. And if you look at them and you can bang on them, and I'll show all the dovetails and everything, $110 for the both of them. Well, I don't need both of them. I said, oh, you would like the chest of drawers? Yep, I want that dresser. All right, sir. I will do $65 for the dresser. 6 drawers is probably, the whole thing's probably 52 inches wide. So nice sized drawers for his daughter. He wants it for his daughter. Will you go 50 on it? As he takes a sip of his beer. And then right behind it, one of the last 2 puffs of cigarettes, or and then right behind it, one of the last 2 drags off the cigarette that he has in his hand. I go, no, I'll take 65 for it. And I'm pretty firm when someone tries to lowball me. And I go, no, I'll take 65. Exactly what I said. He goes, come on, man. 50. No, I'll do 65. I'll stand on that. And then he goes, all right, then. Kind of looks around the property, looks to the left, looks to the right. Come on, let's go. All right. Kids jump in the car. Meanwhile, I didn't realize this, but his wife, girlfriend, baby mama, followed my wife down, almost halfway down to the barn because she had horses. And she's like going, oh, I train horses, and I'd be happy to help you and train your horses and on lead ropes and all that stuff. Meanwhile, my wife is somewhat semi-professional as far as doing horse stuff. She's like, no, I'm good. No, I can help you do this. I really can. I train horses all the time. Yeah, nothing about you says train horses. You look like you feed horses. That's it. So they all jump in the car. And when I say the 2004 Buick Regal, whatever it is, I know they didn't go out as a family to buy that car. I know that that's probably either his grandmother or her grandmother passed away. They probably had no car. And this is a car that they've been, quote unquote, willed. So this family backs out of the driveway, missing a hubcap, by the way, on the backside. Good sign there. And they drive off. So I sit there and I go, that fucking sucked. Because that's the type of person, one, he's borderline hammered. Cigarette, the car, the kids, the girl. And I didn't give him the price that he wanted on the see, now he's got me saying it. Chest of drawers, dresser. So here I am going, all right, this guy's going to come back. I'm thinking in my mind, he's going to come back, wait till we're all asleep, 2 o'clock in the morning. He's going to pick up this dresser with his buddies because they're going to have a nice little buzz going on, and they can do anything with a nice, bush-like buzz going on, and probably have another pack of smokes or whatever. They're going to grab this stuff. They're probably going to grab a couple more things. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, I had a really, really good day till this guy showed up. And kind of like you get that vibe like he's going to come back and murder everyone, that type deal. So I'm like setting up roadblocks in my driveway, and I'm like tying string to stuff that if he walks by, like fishing, total Home Alone. I'm tying paint cans with marbles on it because we left everything outside on the driveway. We're not going to bring everything back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, and then the next morning, of course, everything was fine, but I'm listening, and plus we have cameras all over the place, so he's not getting anywhere close to the property. But it's that one last thing that just kind of ruined your whole day. This guy kind of looked down the, side-eyed me, and come on, man, $50. No, 65. I'll take 65. It's worth it. All right, let's go. And then that was it, and that noise, that let's go, just gave me the heebie-jeebies there for a while. All right, guys, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to us, downloading us, and being a part of our show. We really appreciate you. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and make sure you like us over there as well. And get yourself something for free. We'd love to give you something for free. And we'd like to hear from you, too, and you can do that as well over there on the Prophet Radio website. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you guys get back to what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight.
The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Bye. See ya. I got dirt on my face still? Think so.
Maybe so. And I've been busy. I moved the air compressor upstairs and over my carport, which
boring.
is
Boring.
I know. And I gave out food to poor people today.
Boring. They don't count. They don't care. I don't count. Or I don't care and they don't count.
Yeah, you don't care.
I don't care.
No, because they told you to hate poor people.
Well, not necessarily hate them, just kind of look down upon them.
Yes, to be able to.
There's a difference, Dan, between hating a poor person and looking down on them. Hating a poor person is just like you just have like a regiment of a group of people, and you're just like going down with poor people because they're making us look bad, and then just looking, down on them, just like get away from me. I don't want to associate, because if it's all in who you take care of. Now, hold on. It's all based on your surroundings. If you hang around with poor people all the time, Dan, you will be poor.
I hang around with rich people, and that doesn't make me any richer.
Well, obviously, you're not paying attention to what they're doing. You need to ask them what they're doing. Hey, how do you, listen to the little comments and stuff today? Hey, today I saved 50 cents on a pack of, tuna fish or something. Oh, that's interesting. You save 50 cents and you do that 1 million times, you have $500,000.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm pretty good at saving and not spending.
No,
money.
you're not, Dan. You are horrible. You know why you're horrible? Because you let Kathy go out and buy these chairs, $60 chairs, and then pay $300 and some odd to have them recovered to sit in your house and do nothing.
I sat in that chair once, just so you get that straight. She bought a beautiful metal table with a real thick glass top on it for $35. I mean, I've seen people go out and spend $700 for a couch and stuff, and Kathy she can get a whole year.
But why, Dan? Why? What are you going to do with all that stuff? Dan, all you need in that house is 4 forks, 4 spoons, maybe 5 spoons, a couple butter knives, a nice sharp knife, a good steak. No, you don't eat steak. You eat Spam. A couple plates, a coffee cup, maybe a tumbler or something, and then that's it. Maybe a pot, a pan, and a pot, and then something to piss in. And that's it. And at 1 chair, 2 TVs, because she's going to want to watch something, you're going to want to watch something, 1 bed, and then you're done. Why do you have 15 chairs that you have to have around the house? You don't need all that stuff. You don't have any kids, so I feel for whatever happens, whoever has to go through.
Do you know why it's good for her to buy chairs and things like that?
Why?
Because she is in a lot of pain, and she's sick every single day, and that makes her feel good. and that's enough for me.
Okay. Well, then I take back everything I just said. You need you need 6 forks.
And I don't need 5 computers and things. And I think about a friend of mine, Ed, that he was hurt in a bad accident, but he was so frugal with everything, and he wouldn't even get a DVR so that he could record, with his cable and pay $5 a month more so that he could record something and pause it and skip through the commercials. He lived so frugally, and then he died, and both of his houses sold for $700,000, and he didn't get in there, but his nieces got it. And I pretty much spend, all my bills are paid off, all my credit cards are paid off every month, but I'm going to go out and spend money if I want to get something.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's why you're poor.
Everybody's different, but I know some rich people. I don't think they're any happier than me. I know people that have. I know one guy's. He's 75 years old, and he was out spreading bark nuggets. And I told him I'd do it for him and stuff. He goes, no, I can't afford it, and stuff. And then I'm working on his computer, and he says, I'm having a problem when I go into my investment firm. And it shows $2.1 million in his investment.
Dan, I told you can't judge one man's poor as another man's rich. Yeah. I mean, for you, what if that man at one time had $50 million and now he's down to $2.9 million? You don't know, like I said, what that money's covering right now. He might have 3 houses that he's got to pay taxes on. You might have a boat or something that he might have to, maybe he's got that money spoken for. So don't judge a person. Dan, if you were to look at my bank account, how would you think I'm not claiming poor, the poorhouse. I'm not claiming rich. I'm claiming comfortable. Our bills are paid. If I want to get something real nice, I want to get something nice. But people who have $2.9 million might look at me and say, "Oh, you're so poor." But that's not right. That's not right. I'm not. And then, poor people, you even have levels of poor people. You have someone who has a tent and no shopping cart, and then you've got someone who's got a shopping cart and no tent. Does one look at the other and go, "God, you're rich. I wish I had a shopping cart." The other person goes, "God, I wish I had a tent or a tarp or something." There's different levels of that as well.
No, and Kathy and I are, we are comfortable, and I don't consider myself rich, but I consider ourselves in good shape, for middle class.
You're rich in love. And see, the system is against you, Dan. So heaven forbid something happened and one of you go in the hospital and you've got to pay all your life savings that you've saved up has now dwindled down because now you got to pay hospital bills. I don't know what kind of insurance you have or anything. And, the system's geared against you for you to save up all of the money that you want, the $2.9 million that one guy has, because he knows that he has no insurance. And as soon as he goes in the hospital, boom, that $2.9 million gone, because the hospitals will take it, the medical field and all that will take it as well. It's against you. You die. I mean, unless you die before the hospital can get all your money, then whatever's left goes to whoever he has left.
Yeah, and I wish I was a bigger asshole because I'd run for Congress, and then you get your life insurance and all these other things paid off for life. All your benefits you get.
So you're talking about you're talking about a socialist system.
Yeah, become someone in the House of Representatives or something where they, once you get in there, even if you only stay one term, you get, you still have insurance coverage and everything for the rest of your life. That's what I should have done.
Well, why don't you do it? You could. I told you, Dan. It starts baby steps. You could have taken over the HOA as president, and then from there, add that to your resume. And then, your however many years at Home Depot, put that on your resume and then say, "I'm Dan Peterson. I'm running for mayor." And then from mayor, I start out small. Start out from HOA president to dog catcher, because you have to run for dog catcher, and then some kind of council, and then go to what's next? Mayor. And then, Senate seat, get some kind of chairman seat, and then work up to governor and then on to the White House. And we're going to take back Ohio, and we're going to take back Massachusetts. Yeah!
Yeah. Now I've got a game plan. Can I write this all down, say it all over
Well,
again?
just listen back to the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I could ever get into politics. I can't. I'm not that good a liar.
If I was in politics, I'd be too easily swayed by stuff. Because if someone like the sugar companies came up to me and go, here's $5 million for your campaign. Make sure that little thing that we have dumping our waste in the Okeechobee River goes away. Yeah, no problem. And then the other side, Okeechobee River Foundation comes over and goes, hey, the sugar companies are throwing their waste in our thing. Here's $5 million. Make sure that gets handled. And you just go, all right. And I play both sides of the fence. I would be a horrible politician.
Yes. But
I'd be a good speaker for a politician because I could sit there and sell ice cubes to an Eskimo. But for the most part,
drown a man in anchor.
What's that? Oh yeah, I would throw a drowning man in anchor. Yeah, I would do that too. No, that would be mean, Dan. Why would you want to do that? Unless he was poor, then I'd throw him in anchor.
Yes, then you'd be able to do that. So, hey, could you get the pod all unloaded?
No, Dan, it's pouring down rain, as you said, here on a Sunday or Monday, sorry. And then it's about half unloaded. See, the thing is you have to do this whole do-si-do swap. We've got my dad's bedroom set, nice bedroom set, solid wood furniture all the way through the whole house. And so we're kind of swapping it out from some of the stuff that, Amy had acquired, like from Rooms to Go, with the faux pressboard backing and stuff on it. So we're kind of swapping some of those out and just bringing in a little bit more upscale, richer furniture for us rich people here on the French.
Oh, so, okay, because I knew you was coming Friday, and I just was curious as to the status of how everything.
Yeah, we have it for 10 days, and it's going to take a good, probably, after today, probably a good 3 days to get the rest of it unloaded.
Okay, and you got to pace yourself, too.
Yes, because getting into any part of the house with anything heavy is 7 steps. So imagine taking, this 200, 300-pound credenza with this granite countertop up 7 flights or 7 landings or 7 steps, whatever you fucking want to call it, with a dolly with your wife on the back of it, kind of helping you get this thing up into the house. Walking backwards, uphill.
But it's good that you're getting that. And that's the
Dan, you do not care. You absolutely do not care.
I'm trying to say the right thing. I'm trying to be a politician.
Right.
Say the right thing, so.
All right. What else you got going on, Dan?
No, nothing. Oh, tomorrow I got to give somebody a ride to the airport. I got to be up at 2:30 in the morning, which is insane.
Why 2:30 in the morning? Why can't he take an Uber?
Because they're paying me.
How much are they paying you, Dan?
$50.
50?
Yeah.
How many miles is it to the airport?
I think it's about 62 miles each way.
62.
It's going to cost about $20 worth of gas, and I'm getting $30 profit.
All right. And plus your time, plus sleep, getting up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And I got to do a computer that's near there on the way back. That's why I killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
So what time are you going to get to the computer job? Like 4 o'clock in the morning, you're going to knock on, what's her name's door and say, hey, I'm here to fix your computer?
No, I'll get there around 6 o'clock in the morning. It's a business, and I have the code, so I can just go
okay. In. All right.
Yeah, so that's good, and I can go there when the person's not there because they drive me totally nuts, even more than you do, if you can imagine. Just try to imagine that if you could.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, anything else before I let you go?
No, that's about it.
Go back to sleep.
No, I'm going to I got to load the car up and bring stuff to Mooresville. So.
How come you didn't do it first thing this morning?
Because we weren't sure we were going.
And now that it's 11:30, you go, all right, yeah, I guess we're going.
Yep.
An hour and a half away now.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Half of the day's gone.
Business as usual.
Yep.
Business as usual. That's the way it goes. So.
And you're going to Nashville in a couple weeks, so this should be fun.
Yes, we're going there. We're trying to find restaurants and trying to find some new music to put on my USB drive, something different. So, all right. Well, have yourself a good day.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, take care.
All right, bye.